Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe. And also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, 2 NRL games as a return home is on the cards. And Latrell Mitchell talks Origin 3 selection. I am focusing on the NRL for this episode as there were 2 games played, with one that had serious emotions attached to it, with a return home. The 2 games were New Zealand Warriors versus West Tigers being the first game up, and St George-Illawarra versus Canberra Raiders. Emotions ran high at Mount Smart Stadium for a homecoming of 1,038 days in the making when the Warriors took on the West Tigers in front of a sold out at Mount Smart Stadium on Sunday. The Warriors faithful were out in full force to cheer on their side on home turf for the first time since round 24, 2019, after the COVID-19 pandemic shifted the squad and its staff to Australia in the ultimate sacrifice to keep the NRL running. It has been, though, a lean 2-month period for the Warriors with a 7-game losing streak. Not ideal leading into the New Zealand return. They will take on the West Tigers, who haven't had been much better, to be honest, with just 1 win from their past 7 outings. Both clubs have interim coaches after the departures of Nathan Brown and Michael Maguire on the same day earlier this month. With a rebuild for both clubs underway, neither want to drop this match on Sunday. And here is the team news for the game. For the Warriors, Adim Fanua-Blake has been moved to the bench an hour before kickoff, with Aaron Penne to start in the jersey number 20. Alicia Katoa has been dropped off the bench and Freddie Lussick comes in. Fullback Reece Walsh is out after returning a positive COVID test, with Chanel Harris-Tavita shifting to fullback and Adam Pompey going to the centres. Ewan Aitken is back on deck after his concussion and will shift to the back row. Forwards Jas Tavenga, Bunty Afoa and Fanua-Blake all got through their international appearances last Saturday, so coming to the game fresh. No late changes on the game day after James Tarmo was dropped out on Saturday with a calf strain, replaced by Alex Seyfarth in the starting side. Interim coach Brett Camorley of the West has named another debutant, Austin Diaz, on the bench after calling for Nuapole earlier in the week. James Roberts had made a successful return from back surgery 2 weeks ago in the New South Wales Cup and has been named to play his first NRL game since round 6. Stefano Utoakamanu is good to go after his foot injury. Vamano Brown has been named to start as hooker, with Jacob Liddell going to the 18th man position. The dream return was complete after the Warriors beat West Tigers 22 points to 2. In the opening half, it was Tohu Harris and Chanel Harris-Tavita who went over for the 2 tries to none in New Zealand Warriors' favour. Sean Johnson converted both goals and also kicked a 24th minute penalty to open the scoring. West's only points came from Adam Duhey after he kicked a penalty on the 40th minute to make it 14 points to 2 at half time. But then on the 74th minute, Jesse Arthurs got on the end of a Sean Johnson bomb, which he scored after some confusion in the West defence, which meant that Sean Johnson was able to convert. He also scored a 65th minute penalty for 2 points, which gave the New Zealand Warriors their win, and hopefully something to build on for the next few games. As the next up is the Melbourne Storm, then the Canterbury Bulldogs, and the Gold Coast Titans. Our final stop of the NRL weekend sees St George-Illawarra take on the Canberra Raiders. St George-Illawarra will be looking to consolidate their spot in the top 8 and potentially go 4 competitions points off 9th when they host the Raiders at Wynn Stadium on Sunday. The Dragons are 2 points ahead of the Roosters on the Telstra Premiership ladder, with the Tricolours taking off Penrith at Blue Bet Stadium on Friday night. Canberra got out of jail with a last-minute win over Newcastle before the representative round break, and will be looking to stay in contention of the top 8, despite having an inconsistent season. The Raiders have won 3 of their last 5 in a win-loss, win-loss, win pattern, but only 9 games are left in the regular season. Can they now ill afford to continue that trend though? The two sides met twice in 2021, with the Raiders winning the latest clash between them 20 points to 12 in August last year. It was a simple choice for the Dragons this time out, as they decided to go with the same 17 which won last time out and got them into the top 8th place. Skipper Ben Hunt is still good to go despite picking up a leg injury in Origin 2, while Jaden Hunt is the 18th man. With the Raiders, Ryan Sutton has been promoted to the starting side on game day, with Adam Elliott reverting to the bench, with Jack Whiten returning to the side after his COVID protocols kept him out of Origin last time, with Matt Frawley moving to the reserves. Jarsley Nickel-Clockstadt has been named to return from a hamstring injury, but takes a place on the bench, replacing James Schiller, who faces a 2 to 3 weeks absence with a shoulder injury suffered against the Knights. And it was the Dragons who came out victorious after they completed their scoring in the first half and winning 12 points to 10 in a close game. Talatu Amone scored on the 17th minute after he got a fortunate help from the wind first of all, then a tap back by a Raiders player off a dropout. The ball had gone 10 metres in the air, the officials had deemed, and the Raiders player tried to tap it back to his teammate rather than catch it, which would have been the easier option from what I could tell by numerous replays. But Amon was there to just pick it up, catch it and put it down for the try. They were then pegged back by Xavier Savage after Zach Lomax had extended the lead to 8 points to 0 with a penalty goal at 6 points to 0 as he missed Amone's conversion. Savage's try came after the weather got worse and worse as they were playing in a hurricane, and also from Jack Whiten's good work after he found some space for the youngster who got in low to score left of the posts, about 3 metres in from the left touchline. Moses Suli scored just before half-time off an inside ball that got him one-on-one with the Canberra fullback, and he was always going to get over due to his huge size. Zach Lomax added the extras there, and it was a 12 points to 4 lead at half time. In a game that was all about field position and using the weather to their advantage, it was Hudson Young that got the only try in the second half, despite some stout defending and some errors by both sides. His try was converted by Jamel Fogarty, but it was 12 points to 10, the final score. And with that, here is the league table. The Panthers are now 6 points clear of the Melbourne Storm, despite being a game further down the road than the Storm, after Melbourne were beaten by the Manly Seagulls on Thursday, and which saw them go level on points with the Cowboys, who beat the Broncos on Saturday. Next comes the Cronulla Sharks after their win with the Bulldogs, keeps them on the same 2 points behind the Cowboys, but the Storm must start looking over their shoulder as the Sharks are on equal points as the Storm. The Broncos' defeats sees them stay in 5th place because of the Eels' loss to the South Sydney Rabbitohs on Saturday as well, while the Dragons' win today gets them back into the top 8 places after the Seagulls were temporarily there due to their superior points for difference. The Seagulls, though, did move up 1 place because the Roosters were defeated by the Panthers on Friday, while the Raiders' loss keeps them in 11th. Newcastle Knights come next, with the New Zealand Warriors jumping 2 places in 13th due to their win and taking them above the Bulldogs and West Tigers. And in the 16th place, rooted to the bottom, is the Gold Coast Titans. And more pressure is coming to Justin Holbrook after this performance. So after the game with South Sydney and Parramatta Eels, New South Wales was dealt a blow going into Origin 3 after it was announced that Latrell Mitchell has declared himself unavailable for State of Origin selection despite making a successful NRL comeback in South Sydney's 30 points to 12 win over Parramatta. Mitchell has voluntarily withdrawn from the contention for State of Origin 3, leaving Matt Burton, Jack Whiten and Stephen Crichton jostling for 2 spots in the centres. I think I'm going to shut down those headlines now. I'm going to pull myself out of Origin and worry about Souths and focus on myself, Mitchell told Fox Sports. They've got a real good team there, New South Wales, and good luck to them, and Burton in the centres. Give Crichton a go too, let him bleed in. I really want to focus on South Sydney and get myself right for the back end of the season. Playing his first game since an hamstring injury in round 5 was forced him out of South's contention, Mitchell focused more on getting through the 18 minutes unscathed rather than putting on a rugby league masterclass. When the game was in the balance, Alex Johnson put his hand up for yardage carries, and more often than Mitchell in that case, while the halves took on the vast majority of the playmaking duties. Mitchell did break through the line to ignite the play that put the result beyond doubt in the 65th minute, which led to Damien Cook's try. And pleasingly, though, there was no signs of the hamstring struggles that have hindered Mitchell in recent times. And coming off the back of a hefty loss to St George-Illawarra Dragons, the Rabbitohs clearly took confidence from Mitchell's inclusion as they regained composure in attack. Souths are the most error-prone team in the league, but somehow managed to hold the ball better in the wet than they did in the dry. By the time an error was made, They had completed 11 of 11 sets and scored 2 tries. Called up late for his 4th NRL appearance, Isaiah Tass had a hand in both of those named tries, first batting Cody Walker's pass onto Johnson before catching a Jackson Paulo chip kick. Then he offloaded to Jay Arrow to get the 2 scores up and running. South's coach Jason Demetriou had hooked Lachlan Ilias just 28 minutes into the clash with St George-Illawarra, but the young halfback bounced back and looked far more comfortable in the game. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for updates or any new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of the games that were played in the NRL. Was the Raiders not good enough on the day? Or did they not play the conditions well enough? Or are they just not a top 8 team this season? What about the Warriors? So much emotion, and they're back to winning ways, and they're back home. Could the two coincide to a run to the top 8? Maybe a bit too much this season, but it's something to build on, just to get momentum. Then next year into the top 8, then next year, setting long-term goals. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Do you think Latrell Mitchell has also made the right choice not to be involved in Origin 3? I think he has, working on his fitness rather than actually playing too many games, which may aggravate the injury. May put him into an Australia shot at the end of the year though. Anyway, I will just say thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and share this video worldwide. I wish you all the best, to stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.